Hello friends, welcome to my new YouTube channel, Such in Education Hub in English. So friends, today we will talk about the growth of stock exchange in India. So firstly start with, if we talk the growth, we have to study the two things. One, the growth of stock exchanges before the independence period, and other one is the growth of independence the growth of stock exchanges after the independence period, right? So these are the two main parts which we have to discuss in the growth of stock exchange. So first of all, we have to focus on the pre-independence period, and we doesn't have to worry. We don't have to worry. Why, sir? Because only the three main stock exchanges was in the pre-independence period. One is Bombay Stock Exchange, other one is Ahmedabad Stock Exchange, and the third one is Kolkata Stock Exchange. And there were no more stock exchanges in the pre-independence period. And there were no growth of stock exchanges in pre-independence period except the three. Sir, why? We have to know the answer of this question. Why? Because pre-independence period there were no stock exchange except three. Why? And why there were more stock exchanges in post-independence period? You have to focus on the firstly why. And if we talk about the why, the question is the reasons for no more stock exchanges in pre-independence period, right or not? Yes, sir. The reasons. What were the reasons? So, if we talk about the reason, there were many reasons. Number one reason is number of companies were very limited, right? Because companies are very few in the pre-independence period, or if the companies are very few, obviously, where to invest? If the companies are more, only then the securities will be issued, and only then we have to invest in the securities of that company. Otherwise, if the companies were very limited, how to invest in these companies? Limited company means limited investment, or limited investment means there were no stock exchanges. So that's why there were only three stock exchanges, no more growth. So second one is there was no specialized institution and agency to guide the public for promoting the investments. Simply, if we talk about the SEBI, in the post independence period or in nowadays, SEBI is the institution, or SEBI is the that type of agency that guide the people, that guide many people, helps lot of people to investing, to telling the people why to invest, where to invest, how to invest, and how to get the better returns. So people are more aware about the investment and investing lot of in the stock exchanges, so that they get better returns. But this type of agency was not in the pre-independence period. This is a major reason that stock exchanges are not growing, was not growing, right? So now the third one is people were interested in gold. People were interested in investment of gold rather than company securities. Why, sir? Why? The simple reason is companies were very limited. If the companies were very limited, obviously the company issue very limited securities. Or if the companies issue only limited securities, people were not aware about these securities, and they don't want to interest to invest in that securities as well, because they have opinion that they don't give us better return from these securities. They were satisfied to invest in the gold, so that's why they were not more interested in company securities. Okay, sir, this is also the reason. Fourth one is the managing agency was in the country was not very reliable. Obviously, we are in the hands of Britishers. Sir, we are in the hands of Britishers. So that's why our country managing system was not good and reliable to telling us, to help us. So that's why this was also the reason. Now the fifth one is there were no proper information about the market prevailing in the different parts of the country. Obviously, we don't have a right to go here and there for more and more searches. We are in the hands of Britishers. Obviously, this is also the reason that we don't have enough information. We didn't have enough information about the markets or about the securities that gives us better return. We are only satisfied to invest in the gold, or not more any understanding about the securities or companies. So that's why this is also the reason that why we not invest in the company securities, or why the growth of stock exchanges were not in the pre-independence period rather than post-independence period. So post independence. Come to the point now. Now the main part of the question is coming. This is the main part. How the stock market is growing exactly. The main reason is from or since 1951, Indian capital market is steady in growth. It means nowadays Indian capital market is also growing, and since 1951 it is steady growth. This is also a reason. But the major reason behind the growing of stock exchange was to strengthen the capital market or to grow the stock exchanges. The two main important acts was passed by the government since 1951. What were these two acts? One is Indians Major Companies Act. Indian Majors, one of the main important act, that is Indian Companies Act 1956, and the other one is Security Contract and Regulations Act 1956. These were the two main acts that provides the security to the investors that to come and invest in the companies and get better returns than other ones, and provide them you fully security for their returns. So that after time, what were the reasons, what were the result, that this is the only reason that the stock exchanges were continuously growing, because these two acts provide proper security or proper safety for the funds of their investors. So investors were more satisfied now in company securities. So that's why these were the reasons that stock exchanges were growing continuously, and after that 19 stock exchanges were recognized by 1956 act. 19 stock exchanges were growing after that period, and sorry, totally 19, and after that 16 more stock exchanges were after 1956 period were growing and established. And what were the result after that? After that continuously growing of the stock exchanges, primary market funds were already in the enormous race. It means primary market getting the more and more funds, and obviously it will help the country to develop their economy and easy to grow, right? And after that, there was the period after 1995 that Indian capital market will be slow down, but it will not fully impactful on the country. So that's why this is not the major reason for the slowdown of the stock exchanges, because we have already have the finance, sufficient finance or sufficient growth after the long term of period of growth. So that's why this slowdown period not affected the country. And after that, the creation of more and more public undertakings and nationalization of LIC as well help the country to grow more and more and grow their stock exchanges in the continuous period. And this is the always the major reason that we have enough funds, and no more reasons that the stock exchanges were in now a period grow down, slow down. So this is the reason that stock exchanges were in nowadays are in continuously growing stage. So this is the reasons. This was the reasons, this is the reason, and this is the growth of stock exchange. So this is all about today, friends. I hope you all satisfied with your with that video, and if you satisfied and liked our video, please hit on the like button, and your support will help us to grow faster. So that's why if you are new in our channel, so please subscribe our channel as well. And if you have any issues or wants any other notes, you will come to our Telegram channel as well, and our Telegram channel link will be in the description box. So this is all about today. Thank you very much, friends.